Hey guys, I'm Nick, and on this episode of the Scran Line, I am going to show you guys how to make these delicious Turkish Delight macarons. Now, a lot of you, surprisingly, when I first made Turkish Delight cupcakes ages ago, instantly remembered the Chronicles of Narnia, Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, that's right. And apparently Turkish Delight is in that movie or book series. But Turkish Delight, for me, means, or my memories of Turkish Delight are going to this monastery in Geelong that is run by nuns. Geelong is a place in Melbourne, it's about an hour away from where I live. And they would serve everyone Turkish Delight. I learned to love it, and then I loved it even more. And these macarons actually have chocolate in them because we have a chocolate bar here in Australia called Fry's Turkish Delight, and it's covered in chocolate and it's delicious. So if you love Turkish Delight, these are perfect for you. If you love that chocolate bar, these are even more perfect for you. This is how you make them. Okay guys, so we're going to start off by popping the almond meal into our food processor along with the powdered sugar. We're going to process that together, so just pulse it a couple times, get it mixed. And then what you're going to do is you're going to run it through a sift or a sieve, whatever you want to call it. So those big bits of almond that are left over, you're just going to throw those out. You shouldn't have too much left over. If you do have a lot left over, just pop them back in the food processor. Next, you're going to add your first batch of egg whites measuring 110 grams into your almond mixture. Mix that until it forms a paste. Cover it with some plastic wrap and set it aside. Next, we're going to move on to making our syrup. So add some water into a small saucepan along with some sugar. You're going to gently mix this and let it come to a gentle boil. Now I'm using a candy thermometer to bring this to 115 degrees Celsius. Once you reach 115, you want to put your second batch of egg whites into a stand mixer. You can use a hand mixer if you like. You're going to get these nice and frothy, and when you reach 118 degrees Celsius, you're going to pop or pour that very, very hot syrup into your egg whites while the mixer is on high speed. Once it's all in there, let it mix for about 3 minutes before you add your rose water essence and your pink food dye. Continue mixing that. You want to scrape down the bowl at least once every time you add colouring. You want to do this just to make sure everything mixes and colours evenly. Continue mixing for about 3 more minutes. You should be mixing for about 7 to 8 minutes all up. If your meringue is thick and glossy, you know it's done. You're going to add a spatula full of that meringue into your almond mixture from earlier on. Mix that until everything is really, really well combined. At this stage, guys, don't be worried about over mixing the butter. I mean, don't mix it beyond it being completely mixed, but make sure that it is mixed really well. Otherwise, you're going to have large clumps of unmixed almond mixture, and it can cause your macarons to not rise properly. Then you want to add the rest of that meringue, and guys, this part is the most important part in making macarons, the mixing stage. So I like to go around the bowl with a spatula and through the middle. So this helps deflate the egg whites and thins out your mixture so that it's thin enough that when it runs off the spatula, it runs in what I like to call a ribbon stage and disappears back into the mixture after about 10 seconds. You want to fit the end of a piping bag with a round tip. You're going to pipe your macarons about 3 centimeters in width. Gently tap the tray 3 times. You're going to sprinkle some crushed pistachios on top. Let these dry for about 30 minutes, and then you want to bake them on 180 degrees Celsius for about 10 minutes. Now guys, let them cool down completely before you try taking them off the tray. Let's move on to making that chocolate ganache frosting. So pop some chocolate and cream into a microwave safe bowl. You want to microwave this for about 20 seconds at a time, mixing each time until it's nice and smooth. You want to set this aside at room temperature to set. Now we're going to make a Turkish Delight gel to go in the center of our macarons. So pop some sugar, cornstarch or corn flour, some citric acid into a large mixing bowl. You want to whisk that together. Add a little bit of the water from the recipe. Whisk that up until everything is really well combined. Then you want to add the rest of your water and some rose essence or rose water. And you're going to microwave this for about 5 minutes. Whisk it and then microwave for another 3 minutes. Now it should go really thick, or not super thick, but it should thicken and it will go a little bit translucent as well. You're going to pop the pink food gel in there. This is completely optional. Whisk that in really well. You're going to set this aside to chill for about 30 to 40 minutes in the fridge, and then it'll be ready to use for our macarons. Now to finish off the macarons, you want to fit the end of a piping bag with a Wilton 6B tip. You're going to frost a donut swirl of that chocolate ganache on your macarons. Fill the center with that Turkish Delight Gel and sandwich with another macaron. And guys, that is pretty much it. Okay guys, so those were my Turkish Delight macarons. Thank you so much to everyone who suggested this flavor. If you have a flavor suggestion, leave it in the comments down below. If you want to grab the recipe for these macarons, you'll find it on my website, thescranline.com. Link for that is in the box below. And if you're watching this for the first time, welcome. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you subscribe. And if you like this video, hit the like button, of course. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you all on the next episode of the Scran Line.